Aloha! This is Megan from Healing Cove Oracle and the author of the upcoming book, Mermaid Mystery School. And I am here today to bring you your angel card energy forecast for the week of April 18th through April 24th. And really, I cannot stress enough, be gentle with yourself this week. We are going through some really turbulent energy, and it's been quite a whirlwind with all of these retrogrades. Coming up at the beginning of this week, we're going into a Pluto retrograde and a Mars retrograde, which we'll talk a little bit more when we talk about the full moon in Scorpio that's happening on Friday this week. But we're also on the verge of going into Mercury retrograde, and as the full moon is in Scorpio this week, it's a lot of really intense, emotional, deep stuff that's rising up. So there's a lot that we can really take to transmute and turn into amazing growth for ourselves. It's a really evolutionary week for us, but at the same time, it is turbulent. And so like I said, just be very gentle with yourself. The sign of Scorpio itself is the sign of the shaman. And when we talk about Mars and Pluto, which are the two planets that govern the sign of Scorpio, which is the second water sign in the zodiac, and water is all about emotion, so this sign goes really deep. And so Pluto is the sign of the underworld, of transcendence. So this aspect of the sign in Scorpio is all about getting deep spiritually, doing that inner healing work, really bringing that stuff up that may have been repressed even for years, even for lifetimes. This is a great week to really hold space to allow those things to come up and work with them in a compassionate way. And then the sign of Mars is a sign of action, of doing. And so this is also a great week for detoxifying, for exercising, for moving, for eating healthier foods, for doing any sort of thing that's going to give you a physical cleanse. So physically and spiritually and emotionally, all of the sides are all going to be affected this week. And because Mars and Pluto are in retrograde, it means that we're going to be revisiting a lot of stuff as far as in spirituality and in our actions, things that we may have left off even from the past year. This is a great time to really get a head start on those things again. And with the full moon energy, this is the time of the month in the lunar cycle when we're most able to launch things. So if you want to get something done, I would say do it this week and don't hold off until next week, because Mercury retrograde is not the best time to launch things. You want to be especially careful when signing contracts, reading the full print. With technology, you want to give yourself enough time. There may be issues with printing things out or things not showing up in a technological way. So this month, especially with the full moon on Friday, this is the last few days of this lunar cycle that's really going to be beneficial for you to start those new projects. If you want to move, start a new relationship, any of those really big life events, this is the week to do it. But like I said, in this Scorpio energy, think carefully, because is it really something that needs to be done now? Or is it something that can wait? Because again, even though the full moon is the time to launch things, this full moon especially, I feel, is a time for us to really continue to go inward. So it's almost a little bit of a full moon and a new moon in the energy as well. So again, just be very gentle. And I know we can all handle it, and I know that we're all going to experience some amazing breakthroughs this week. So let's get started, and I'm going to pray over the deck, and we'll choose one card for Monday, Tuesday, one card for Wednesday, Thursday, and then one card for the weekend. And I will be using the Mermaid Oracle deck by Lucy Cavendish, which I think goes perfectly with the Scorpio theme as we're diving deep into our psyche. We can use the mermaids and their powerful wild feminine wisdom to really access those deep places in a loving, beautiful, divine feminine way. Okay, so let's get started with our prayer. Mother, Father, God, the Sophia source of all life, and all of our collective I Am presence, we stand together for the highest vibrations of love, truth, healing, and peace. Deliver through me whatever messages will be for the highest good of all who are watching this video. May these cards be cloaked in unconditional love. May we all be surrounded by a peace that passes all understanding. May we all be filled with hope, be filled with renewal. And as we enter this full moon of Scorpio, may we open to whatever is ready to be released, and may we do so with compassionate wisdom and a deep acceptance and forgiveness for ourselves and for others. And may we know that we are all doing the very best that we can, and that we are all exactly where we are supposed to be in this moment and in every moment. And so we come together in love now for the highest guidance that we can now receive for ourselves, to heal ourselves, and in turn to heal the world. And so it is. So I shuffle the deck. Oh, and look. These mermaids are funny. They're like, why shuffle? We're going to give you 4 right here. So we have a bonus card this week as well. So for Monday and Tuesday, we're going to start it off with transparency. Honest, authentic, genuine, and present. And if you notice here, the woman has pearls, or the mermaid has pearls all around her hair and her neck. And we can consider pearls something that really forms, a beautiful thing that forms under pressure. If you've ever heard the term, the pearl, the sand that sharpens the pearl, that means that all of the things that we've gone through are what have made us beautiful. The pressure and the circumstances that we've overcome, all of those things have really contributed to our inner and outer beauty. And transparency is the key to freedom. Let me say that one more time, because this is an important thing to note. Transparency is the key to freedom. When we have nothing to hide, we have nothing to fear. We all have a past. We have all done things that maybe looking back may not have been the best idea. Maybe we wish we could take things back, but in all reality, everything happens for us and not to us. So every experience we chose before we incarnated here in order to learn a valuable life lesson. And a lot of times we choose as light workers to have these valuable lessons so that we can be the light and shine the way for others who are on a similar path. So do not ever fear or be afraid to share your past, because that story, that past of what you've overcome is going to help others, is going to help them to overcome as well. So not only do we not need to fear our past, but we have a responsibility to be open about all facets of our life as light workers, so that we can say, yes, I am sovereign, but I am also human. I've made mistakes and I have done things that maybe I regret, but I've learned from them, and so can you. And so Monday and Tuesday, transparency is key. Be honest. Maybe if you're not ready to share your whole story to everyone, write it down. Choose one person that you can confide in, a friend, a relative, someone, and just get that, whatever's on your heart, get it off your chest. Reveal it. Choose that freedom in knowing that it is okay, and that no matter what we have ever done, we can never be separated from the love of the Divine Mother, Father, God. And so Monday and Tuesday, transparency is going to be key. Really be honest, and if you haven't been honest in a situation prior, go back and make amends. You know what? Vulnerability and honesty are so powerful. That is the key to connection. And when we open up ourselves and be honest and say, this is what I've been through, this is what I feel, other people are going to feel open and receptive to share what's on their mind. And that's what brings that collective conscious healing. So it starts with our transparency and our honesty. So Monday and Tuesday is transparency. For Wednesday and Thursday, we have Atlantis. Rapid development, excellence, and success. And so as we are bringing our intentions from our new moon into this full moon in Scorpio on Friday, Wednesday and Thursday are going to be the build-up to really bringing everything to fruition. I'm feeling that there's going to be a lot of success in things that we may have been waiting on for weeks, for months, for years even. We're really going to start to see progress. But in order for this to happen, you must first get rid of that resistance that it can happen. You've waited too long, that you're about ready to give up. Remove those conversations and focus on positivity. Focus on joy. Focus on the things that make you happy. You've already set those intentions. Your angels and guides have already heard you. They are working behind the scenes. Your job now is to not quit right before the miracle. And what I'm feeling is that all of April has been sort of like a dark night of the soul. And it's always darkest before the dawn. But what I'm getting is that this week, that powerful miracle is going to happen. That rapid development that we've all been waiting for is really going to start to shine like the full moon that is coming for us. So stay positive and know that on Wednesday and Thursday, success is coming to you. Receive it and receive it with love by opening to joy, positivity, and receptivity. So as we come into the weekend with our full moon in Scorpio, oh Scorpio, that deep, dark, intense, charismatic sign, we have freedom. And just like I said, transparency is the key to freedom. This says independence and self-determination. And if you see here, she is all in red and orange, and I also see yellow. And so that's showing that freedom first means that we are grounded in the first three lower chakras. The root chakra, which is all about survival and feeling safe, because we cannot be creative, we cannot manifest anything if we first do not feel safe in our environment. So this weekend, first, analyze, do I not feel safe? Is there anything that's making me feel unsure of myself? And that's when you want to tap into during that inner healing work that you're going to be doing in the sign of Scorpio. Attack that. Really look into it. Shine that mermaid mirror. Okay, so then the next one is going to be the sacral chakra, and that governs sexuality and creativity. So shine the mirror on that and say, where am I blocking myself from creativity? What things in my past, what trauma are keeping me from really shining and bringing those gifts that I have into the world? Focus on that in your inner healing. And then once you're ready to move up to the next sign, which is the solar plexus chakra, that is all about self-worth. Confidence. It is the statement, I am, I can. What can you do? What have you been putting off because you don't feel that you're good enough or you're not worthy enough? Shine the mermaid mirror on that. Focus on that in your inner healing. This week, as the sign of Scorpio is bringing to us, and it's so perfect, the bonus card is also vulnerability. So this is a sign where we can go very, very deep, but we're gonna have to be vulnerable. And so if you need some time away from people to process stuff, allow that. Allow that self-care, because this is a week where a portal is opening unlike any other week during this year, when we can really go deep and give ourselves that inner healing that our inner child and our collective consciousness needs. The way that we can heal the world is by healing ourselves first. So give this gift to yourself and know that through healing yourself, you free yourself. So whether healing be speaking about something, whether it be forgiving yourself for something, whether it be forgiving someone else, or just extending love and peace, ask your angels and guides, what can I do to bring healing to my life this week? So be transparent. Know that success is coming to you. Allow that freedom and be vulnerable. I am sending you so many mermaid blessings this week. Angel wishes, all of the best things that anyone could ever have. I know that we're going to get through this week and we're going to be strong, because another archetype of Scorpio is the warrior. So let's all be warriors this week. Warriors of truth, warriors of love, warriors of peace, and warriors of our own self-mastery. If you're interested in getting your own reading, feel free to send me a message either on Facebook or on my website, Mermaid Mystery School. And I am praying for all of you. I love you all. And until next week, aloha.